everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. I'm Wendy, and on my channel we teach everything law of assumption, psychology, and science, and we do the odd celebrity breakdown to see what we can actually learn from them. Today, I want to talk about a topic that I actually saw in a comment someone made on a different video, where they were talking about or asking if manifestation is a power that they can learn, if there's something that they can do to expand their manifestation powers, if you will, or basically asking if there's something that they can do to learn how to manifest or to make whatever they already have more powerful. And I think a lot of people actually hold this belief because the law of attraction community has spread so much misinformation. The law of assumption community spreads a lot of misinformation because it gives clicks and likes and views and all of that. But let's get one thing straight. Manifestation is your birthright. Everybody has the ability to manifest because we all do it 24/7. Now, there needs to be a distinction made between what it actually means to manifest when we're talking about manifesting. So if I'm telling you, you can manifest this, I'm not talking about the fact that you have the ability to manifest something. I'm talking about you consciously making a decision about what it is that you want to manifest, and in changing your belief to go in line with what it is that you want, which basically means you're taking control of your life and you're changing your life in a very present and conscious way. Everybody manifests. All day, every day. You do it subconsciously. And the biggest problem with that is basically you're letting other people manifest for you. Every time someone feeds you a negative belief or you're reliving a loop that someone else fed you a long time ago, you're actually giving them the power to manifest for you and make decisions over your life that you maybe not have even consented to, that you don't want, that you don't agree with, whatever you want to call it. So if we are talking about manifestation, it is just about making the conscious decision to change your negative programming into something that is a bit more in line with what it is that you actually want. It's not a technique. It's not a power to learn. There's no way to make it more powerful or to make it better. It really all boils down to the psychological concept of self-fulfilling prophecy, which states that you have a belief, you hold a belief, whether the belief is true or not doesn't really matter. More times than not, it's actually a belief that is not true, that you are repeating to yourself until the action takes place. The person that you're having this belief about acts in line with that. And I spoke to someone recently who said, oh, I thought, self-fulfilling prophecy only means me. So if I'm having a self-fulfilling prophecy, I'm having a negative belief about myself and I'm acting that out. But that's not always true. Self-fulfilling prophecy can also pertain to other people. And of course, when we're having self-fulfilling prophecies take place, we are still in some way a catalyst for that because our thoughts control our emotions, they control our actions, they really control anything and everything that we do. So regardless of who you want to blame for carrying out that manifestation, at the end of the day, your brain is directly responsible for the actions and the conversations and everything that you experience that you do not desire. So it's really vital for you to understand that the law of attraction community made manifesting this thing that you have to learn and you have to take all these steps and there's a million books on it and you have to work through your limiting beliefs and there are different techniques that you have to use in order to do that. So there are all these steps to essentially confuse you. I mean, I honestly was never more confused than I have been while I was in the law of attraction community. I was very rarely manifesting things. And whenever I did manifest something, I can actually directly tie it back to the law of assumption now from today's standpoint. So your manifesting power, if you will, is your brain. That's all you need. You only need to affirm for what it is that you want. Now, the reason why we teach techniques is because it helps you keep yourself consistent and it's a little bit of you taking responsibility for you actually staying consistent, which is something that, I've been struggling with as well. And I got like a timer where I now time how often I affirm because we actually think that we affirm more than we do. We have all these thoughts, but the ones that are automatically ingrained in us are the ones that we consistently affirm over and over. If we are consciously affirming, we're not doing it as much as we should or we think we are doing it. So having a tracker or something, and I'm not saying you have to track like, oh, did I affirm 10,000 times? I'm not saying that, but just to kind of put it into perspective, and thinking, oh, maybe I affirmed. I mean, I had this conversation with my mother the other day where she was like, well, I drove to work for 30 minutes and I affirmed. And this is how much I affirmed. So we timed it. And I think she only got a repetition of like, I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but maybe 400 or 500 repetitions. And she thought she affirmed 10,000 times because her brain wasn't able to actually realize that she didn't affirm as much. We overestimate the amount of times we actually affirm. And if you are now tackling a belief that is months old or years old, that's really, really ingrained, that you have never affirmed again. So this is the very first time that you're actually starting to challenge that belief. You need to give your brain some time to lay those new neural pathways, to fight through the doubt and the blockages, which I am going to make a separate video about, and to really understand, okay, this is our new normal now. We accept this. And if you then come into a situation that might not be in line with what you actually affirmed, you can very easily affirm against it, maybe once or twice. Or maybe even your programming might kick in automatically and say, you know what, no, this is different. And we'll see your situation change what a lot of people consider instant manifestation. They say, oh, instant manifestation is possible. You don't need to affirm 10,000 times. Let's just take that as an example. But the problem is what they don't tell you, whether they realize it or not, is that they actually affirmed for it before. And they've been affirming for it consistently, and they've been thinking in line, and they've been acting in line, and they've been living in the end. They've been doing all of those steps that they're not telling you about, making you believe that affirming one time is enough regardless of the topic that you're manifesting for. And that's just simply not true. It's just false. So always keep that in mind, that the only thing you need is a little bit of persistence and a little bit of you pushing yourself and kicking yourself in the butt and saying, I am going to affirm. That's all I need to do is retrain my brain, and I got this. Because you do have this. I believe in you. I know you can do it. If you have any more questions, please leave a comment down below. I'm always happy to take recommendations and questions, and I will see you in the next video.